Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to be giving my first place at locals trap shaddol deck list. So without anything else, let's start. Starting off in the main deck, I play 3 Rush Shaddol Wendy, 1 Nest Shaddol Ariel, 2 Shaddol Hedgehog, 1 Shaddol Dragon, 1 Shaddol Squamata, and 1 shaddol beast as our shaddol package. Rush Shaddol Wendy is the best shaddol out of all of them in the main deck. She is self-explanatory. When flipped face up, she special summons a shaddol from the deck, face up or face down, and usually you'll be using her send effect, where when it's sent to the grave, usually by fusion, you special summon a shaddol monster from the deck face down. So that's the best one out of all of them. And also her attribute is pretty important just because of the app cologne. Then as I play 1 Ariel on flip, she special summons a banished shaddol face up or face down, and when sent to grave by guard effect, she banishes 3 cards in the grave. So that is pretty good, and I'll explain later why she is essential. She is good as a one-off. You can arguably play 2 and cut 1 hedgehog, but I've been liking the 1 Ariel just fine. 2 hedgehog on flip adds a shaddol spell trap from deck, and when sent to grave by card effect adds a shaddol monster from deck. So yeah, pretty self-explanatory. I like it at 2. And then as of the one-offs, I play beast on flip draws 2 and discards 1, and when sent to grave by card effect draws 1. Squamata when sends another shaddol, and when flipped face up destroys a monster, and you send this off of construct just to fill your grave a bit more, usually. And dragon, when sent to grave, pop any spell or trap. When flipped face up, return a card your opponent controls to the hand. As the final card of monsters is 1 Trick Clown. Send this off of one of the fusion cards to make the construct, I believe her name is. Yeah, you make construct with clown, and then you can go into cross sheep with it because it summons itself back for free. Then as hand traps, I play 3 Effect Veiler, 3 Nibiru, and 3 Infinite Impermanence. You can go you can add also Ash to this list, but 3, 3 and 3 has been working out fine for me. Also the attributes of Veiler and Nibiru are very good because they're light and they're used for construct if I come in to use the second shaddol fusion to make the second construct. Then best card in the deck, shaddol fusion, spells shaddol fusion, and 3 super polymerization. This is a board breaker. Also helps fuse if I wanna OTK. Shaddol fusion is just the second fusion card, and is a quick spell, so I can fuse on the opponent's turn and I can help OTK. And shaddol fusion, best card in the deck, main deck, and this allows me to use my main deck as fusion material if an opponent has a monster that was special summoned from the extra deck, so that's pretty good. Then as traps, I play 1 Rush Shaddol Incarnation, 2 Shaddol Schism, and 3 Sinister Shadow Games for the shaddol traps. So Rush Shaddol Incarnation special summons a Reborns, a shaddol monster from the grave in face up or face down defense, and usually use it for a second effect where you banish it and a shaddol card. Important that it's a shaddol card, not a shaddol monster, and it flips a monster I control to face up or face down. And doing that on the opponent's turn can be really good, like flipping up something like a dragon on the opponent's turn. That's pretty good interruption. Schism is one of the main cards in the deck. It has become. You want to set this up so you can set up a window on the opponent's turn and get that free send. So that's pretty good. And since they're shadow games, it's a free foolish. So playing against Tournament, they, let's say, activate something like, I don't know, they activate Killback. You activate Sinister Shadow Games to send the aerial as shown before. So you send this and you banish whatever names they mill off of the Killback. So I have been finding that really good. Or you send something like a dragon, like dragon to pop a spell or trap. And it also flips a number of face down shadow monsters to face up. So that's also a neat thing. And then as other traps, I play 3 Solemn Strike and 3 There Can Be Only One. Very good Floodgate and a very good counter trap. I have been preferring this over Solemn Warning or Solemn, the thing that makes you pay half your life points. I'm preferring this just because we are currently in a format where monster effects are more heavy than spells and traps. So yeah, I think this is pretty good. And There Can Be Only Ones. A lot of decks like Tournaments might have some trouble playing against this, and so will Kashtira. Next, in the extra deck, I play 1 Gravity Controller, 1 Cross Sheep, 1 Selene, and 1 Access Code as the links. So Gravity Controller is there because, let's say, turn 1 I want to find a way into Schism. I make Apkalone in the extra monster zone, link it off, and then Apkalone allows me to search Schism because Apkalone is one sent to grave. So this enables that. And Cross Sheep, it allows me to go into the access code faster. So what I will do is make Cross Sheep and summon a fusion here, and then I can reborn something and go into Selene, and Selene will get me a free spellcaster. Usually it will always be 3 spells, and then that allows me to go into access code, and that helps get over things that the shadow monsters can't, just because of the attack. And then as the fusions, I play 3 Winda, 2 Apkalone, 2 Construct, and 1 Shekinaga as the shadow fusions. So Winda is the sort of the boss monster of the deck, where it says that it cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects, and each player can only special summon once. Construct on summon dumps a shadow card from deck to grave. If battles a special summon monster, it destroys it. Shekinaga, when special summon monster would activate the effect while I have a shadow card in my hand, I can negate it and destroy it and send the shadow cards from my hand to the grave. And Apkalone says cannot be destroyed by battle. When special summoned, target a face up card. On defeat, negate its effect. And when sent to grave, add a shadow card from deck to or graveyard to hand, and discard a card. So Apkalone is also really good because it requires 2 shadow monsters with different attributes, whereas all of these require Shadow. Winda needs a Shadow and dark, Shekinaga needs a Shadow and an earth, and Construct needs a Shadow and light. So there you probably didn't see any earth monsters in the extra deck. That's because you usually want to make this using either Super Poly or there are Ghost Bells in the side deck. Probably gonna play Ghost Bell instead of Veilers or Imperms, probably the Veilers, because I still play light targets being Nibiru. So yeah, that allows me to go into Shogunaga on my turn. Nira doesn't really come up, but it's nice to have. The main cards you use are these ones. I like Chiwinda. Chiwinda I think is essential, and 2 and 2 being 2 construct and 2 app cologne I think is fine and enough, to be honest. You rarely in the grind games you would want more of these, but in the grind games you'll always be on top of because of Winda. In grind games you just end up making Ass's code for a game. You can play, I have considered playing another shaddol monster in the extra deck of a different type, anything other than Wendigo, or you can play Wendigo and just cut down the super poly targets, but I think this is fine. So as super poly I play Mud Dragon of the Swamp, Draco Stapelia, and Starging Venom Fusion Dragon. Fusion Dragon helps get over things and can pop a board when destroyed. Draco Stapelia is a negate and fuses and needs a fusion monster in the dark, so right now that's really good with Tearlament, and is a free negate. And Mud Dragon, you should play the level 6 from Power of the Elements, being Garura, because that is more easy to make. I haven't made Mud Dragon. This is still good, but you should probably play that over Mud Dragon, to be honest, the Swarmat. So yeah, that's the deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one, and I hope you will subscribe and like, just to see any more deck lists.